At 1 month, 91% slept with loose items like bedding, bumper pads, pillows, or stuffed animals. By 6 months, that number was still over 90%. At 1 month, 14% were not placed to sleep on their back. By 6 months, it had more than doubled to 33%.
I don't worry about the babies when colic is part of the picture.
Dr. Hai Cow is a pediatrician in Brooklyn.
Babies should have their own sleeping environment. Babies should also not have any stuffed animals in their sleeping environment, and they should be placed on their back.
Researchers attribute some of these unsafe behaviors to mixed messages, such as the availability of crib bedding, but also to tired parents.
It's probably on the part of pediatricians to get the word out a little bit more about SIDS dangers. And we have a lot of generational things that have been passed down over and over and over that we've gotten comfortable with doing that maybe we shouldn't be doing.
The study also found when infants were moved overnight, most often to a parent's room, the new sleeping site generally was more dangerous. Bed sharing is a risk factor for SIDS, and soft bedding and loose objects may cause suffocation by covering an infant's nose and mouth.
Dr. John LaPook, thanks, Doc.
This fall, for years she was in charge.
Has anyone seen Mrs. Burns?
Now it's Dad's turn.
I'm Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, your wife graciously volunteered to be our room parent.
She's decided to go back to work.
Okay, so I'll just pencil you in.
Whoa, hey, please stop writing my name down.
Guess who's room mom now? Are you laughing at me?
So hard.
Matt LeBlanc's the man with the plan.
Just think of the children. There's not a thing I wouldn't do for them, and I know you feel the same way.
No.
Premieres Monday, October 24th.
Poor dental care growing up. Grew up in a big family and you only went if you had an emergency, and it just was not something that was top priority.
I was in an Army boat company, and we were in a storm situation, and off the bunk fell this duffel bag and had a big lock and broke my teeth.
I lost like 6 teeth in the front. That will make you feel old and not very pretty real fast.
They're literally falling out. They were telling me the bone, I just was eaten away by the medications that I was taking.
The Navy kept giving me bridges because my gums would shrink. I'd have to have new ones. After a while, my wife says, you know what, this is getting ridiculous. Why don't you just get some implants? I said, well, they cost so much money. My wife says, hey, we're losing the money in the stock market. What the hell? Let's invest it in your teeth.
Generally, the problem was throughout the mouth. So it wasn't like up or down, it would be here, sometimes in the middle. And all the teeth were basically shaky.
They did kept coming off. You know, I had to be conscious and turn around and put them back in all the time. It made it real rough.
I teach piano and vocals at the music school up there where I live, and so kids watch your mouth. They have to watch your mouth. They're supposed to watch your mouth. They're supposed to watch the way that you move your mouth and the way that they make your sounds. And when you can't, when you're afraid to open your mouth and actually do what you like, that doesn't work.
You think they're going to fall off, so you're always having to stutter and be cautious of it. You know,
we would go out to eat, and I would be, you know, if you have to laugh, I would tend to put my fingers or try to hide my. Basically didn't want to show it, and there was never a loud laughter.
You could stick me with J-Lo's crew, and they could do my hair, and they could do my makeup, and they could give me the most expensive dress you've ever seen in your life, and I will walk out of that room and I will not feel pretty. Like that, you don't understand how much a smile changes the way you feel about everything when that's the one thing you don't have.
Well, I think implants give you a look that dentures cannot. I think I can tell when somebody is wearing dentures. I honestly can. I think my biggest concern was it pushes your mouth recesses a little bit. And I noticed that because I had to wear them for a short period of time.
I want to feel like me again. You know, I was like, I'm not going to get dentures at 30. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do dentures at 30. It just seems like, and then I was like, okay, maybe I am, because what am I going to do? But I don't want anything on the roof of my mouth because I want to sing.
I did not want to get dentures, and just simple reason is uncomfortable. Take them out in again, and while I'm talking or laughing and one pops out, I don't want to be in that situation. It's too important for me to not have dentures, to have permanent solution to it.
I didn't want to go to the dentist to have it done because I do gag, but when they put me out and I came out of there, it was beautiful. Everything was perfect, had a nice smile, and I didn't have to stress out with the gagging reflex that I have. That is a big problem for me.
It was a long, hard road for me. Just finally saying, you know what, for me, I'm doing it.
I had the best sleep of my life. I was out. I didn't feel anything. It was painless. It was just totally fine.
Completely changed my life. It was an easy process. It was a scary process, but once it was done, it was wonderful.
If they saw me every day, they would see the difference. My coworkers would see the difference from yesterday to today, right? When I came in, had the new one done, they would just, be shocked. But somebody who didn't see me for, like, say, a month or two, they would not know the difference because it's so natural. So the smile is natural, the teeth look natural, so they don't know if something has been done.
I was the type of person that didn't want my picture taken very often, and now I find myself feeling like I already look different, just not noticeably different. Not saying that someone would say, "Oh, yeah, your teeth look good" or something like that. It's just that maybe you look better. So, yeah.
The word laser, light amplified by simulated emission of radiation, might conjure thoughts of Star Wars. But lasers are no longer merely the subject of science fiction works. Lasers have permeated most fields of healthcare, revolutionizing the way patients are diagnosed and treated. Laser procedures can be more precise and can reduce symptoms and healing times associated with traditional therapies. Some dentists are using lasers for tooth whitening, periodontal gum disease therapy, and removal of tooth decay. In the future, laser technology may be used to prevent tooth decay by increasing the strength of the tooth.
Cusco is an intriguing and historical city in the southern region of Peru. With its well-kept colonial architecture and ancient Incan ruins, this city was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In the heart of the city, you will find the beautiful Plaza de Armas, where Spanish colonial churches and cathedrals stand tall. And the new shops and restaurants attract locals and tourists alike. Be sure to visit this part of the city at night, when the buildings are lit for a picture-perfect setting. There are plenty of museums and galleries for culture and history buffs. Visit the Santa Catalina Convent or the Coricancha to experience a bit of traditional Incan worship. Just a step outside the main city brings a bigger adventure. Go whitewater rafting and canoeing in the Rio Apurimac, or hiking and horseback riding through the valleys, or journey to the captivating salt mines. Machu Picchu is the ancient city of the Incas and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Take a walk through this archaeological wonder in the scenic Peruvian Andes. The best time to visit the city of Cusco is June through September, in the middle of the Peruvian winter, when conditions are cool and dry.
If you could step out and make a difference, why wouldn't you?
We're here for you.
I'm walking to help stop diabetes.
To see that what we're doing makes a difference, that we're benefiting, helping to advocate for them, find a cure, and generally trying to improve the lives of those affected by diabetes.
Step out to give hope.
Sometimes you feel kind of helpless with diabetes, and this makes us feel like we can do something and be involved and all that good stuff.
It's really nice to know that you have a lot of people behind you to help you get through what you're going through, and know that they're looking for a cure and they're looking to stop diabetes.
Each and every one of us has been touched somehow by this deadly disease. By being here today, by stepping out and walking with your friends and family and coworkers, you're making a big difference in the lives of people around us.
Step out to find a cure.
It's just important to all of us to get involved, to do all that we can to make sure that one day this disease no longer exists and we read about it in history books.
Step out to stop diabetes.
No, I think it's really empowering. We always say that we can do so much more as a team than we can as any one individual. So, it's about walking together and celebrating that, but it's also raising funds, because at the end of the day, we kind of want to put our money where our mouth is and hopefully one day find a cure.
Join us at Step Out. Walk to stop diabetes.
Tom Hanks is set to top the weekend box office with his third Robert Langdon thriller, Inferno. He is joined by Felicity Jones in another symbolic adventure around Europe to save humankind. The film is expected to top on a Halloween weekend with a predicted $25 million. Tom Cruise's sequel, Jack Reacher Never Go Back, is expected to stay in second place for the second week with a forecasted $13.7 million.
My dad was in the service, so we moved around a lot, but when he retired, we moved back to Hanford when I was 13 years old. And been here ever since. Hanford's a great town, a lot of history, a lot of old buildings, a lot of great people. I'm friends with so many that, kids I went to school with and grew up with, and my brother's friends and his brother's friends, and Kathy's friends now, and it's just a great place to be. I work for a company, American Incorporated, out of Visalia. I've been doing refrigeration for 30 years. We do commercial refrigeration, house refrigeration. Our company actually built the hospital here in Hanford.
Steve's story is very interesting because he's a very charismatic and dynamic, smart guy, good-looking guy. And his wife told me that, when she met him, she thought all those things. And she was kind of hesitant to date him. And, her friends were saying, no, Steve is an A+ guy, A+ guy. You just kind of have to ignore his bad teeth.
I'm Kathy Vickers, and we've been married almost 9 years and known each other about 10.